excited to have Ryan from Yellowcard joining us today. Here he is, without further ado.
Hello.
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing, man. Just rising and shining in Houston.
And I got to point out that we're doing this before noon, okay? I know it seems like we're in the dressing room here at House of Blues, awesome place. But Ryan, rock star, got up before noon. I'm up before noon, and
to be fair, I had a day off yesterday, so I can't really complain that bad because it's, on a show day, our work day doesn't really start till 4 in the afternoon, so you could technically count our 8-hour day going into the wee hours of the morning.
Okay.
So it's like acceptable to sleep past noon.
Okay.
But today is probably not because I had a night off last night, so I'm
That's
good.
sweet.
We're good.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. Got to jump right into the obvious question the fans want to know. You guys took some time off as a band, and what is that like mentally? What goes through your mind? You're off for like 2 years, weren't you? Yeah.
Well, it was a really good time for me. I mean, I hope for everyone. I think it was. We just kind of had some time to be with our families and be off the road and be out of kind of the crazy schedule that is being in a band, full time. So we had just reached a point where we really felt like we needed to take a break. Didn't really feel like we would make a very good record if we just jumped right back in the studio at the time that we decided to split up for a while. So yeah, for me, I moved from Los Angeles back east to Athens, Georgia, and lived with my family and got season tickets to the Dogs games. And just kind of did that for a couple of years. I was still writing a lot of songs. Me and my buddy Sean O'Donnell, who actually plays bass in Yellowcard now, we've been friends for 10, 11 years, and so he had left his band that he was in too, and we thought it'd be fun to write together. So we were both kind of commuting from San Diego to Athens back and forth, just writing for both years really. And some of the songs ended up working their way into the new Yellowcard record too, but it was great, man. I'm really happy I had the time. It helped me come back to the band real refocused, refreshed,
Especially coming up with what you guys, it seemed like you just said, Ryan, it was like, you had hit after hit after hit, tour after tour after tour, and even now, I just found out you guys are basically on the road for like the next year or so, doing a lot of stuff all over the world. So when I know that a band's taking a break like that, my second question was going to be, the follow-up was going to be, what do you guys do for that time period? But you answered it, and I'm actually kind of jealous. I'm thinking about taking 2 years off. I won't be able to do what you're doing, but no. But that's cool, and you are refreshed. All right, so the brand new album, it just came out March 22nd. When you're through thinking, say yes. Love the name.
Thanks, man.
Where'd it come from?
It was just kind of a line that I had that I didn't know if it was going to be a lyric or something. It actually was, I think it came from a text message conversation I was having with a young lady I was attempting to court. And it's completely detached from that. It has nothing to do with that. It was just I was reading back through that, I think, and said, oh, that's a cool line. That could be a lyric or something, and didn't end up being a lyric. So when we started working on the record and got deep enough into it where it was time to start thinking about a title for it, I came to the guys and I said, hey, I have this line that didn't end up in any of the songs, and I think it feels pretty right, and everybody agreed. And it's just like, it's kind of rad for where we are as a band right now. It really is very descriptive of our attitude and our focus and where we're at and where we want to be. Just trying to stay real positive about everything.
Describe the sound of the album, because, I mean, you guys have a very bright sound when you describe Yellowcard. For me as a fan, because I love what you guys are doing. And I was one of those that kind of like, oh man, they can't break up, and number two, they can't go away.
Right.
So when I found out, being in the industry, that you guys were working on some stuff and coming back, I was very excited.
Cool.
So I mean, I'm anxious to, though, describe the sound, because it's it has been a bright sound in the past.
I think the record has two things. One is it does sort of have a natural evolution in it as far as how we've grown as songwriters, and I think you can feel that and tell that we're in a different place and in the right place. But I also think we really were able to discover this sort of, like, really discover the original sound of the band on this record. And that was something that we wanted to do, but we didn't want to force doing it, And we were able to do it, I think, because we spent the majority of last year writing the record together as a full band, as a unit. And our first couple records were written that way. When we're 20 years old, everybody's kind of living in the same apartment, and we have a practice room, and we go there every day, and that we're all playing together. That's how the songs come to life. And then the band kind of explodes all over the scene, and you all kind of go off and do your own thing, and then it becomes like a 6-8 week process before rehearsals and then recording, and you just write what you write there. This time we had the whole year to kind of hang out with each other and write the songs and work through all the ideas, and I think in that way we just discovered the original way that we used to write songs, and that's why it sounds that way. And we're really stoked about that, because I think we accomplished our goal of giving the fans something that is going to make them remember, you know, why they fell in love with Yellowcard, but not forcing the sound to say, like, let's rewrite Ocean Avenue, let's rewrite those old records. We just kind of did it naturally.
A couple of cuts on the album for You and Your Denial and Hang You Up. You just actually the video I've seen for You and Your Denial. So good job.
Thanks.
So actually we watched it this morning again. So what you know, kind of the concept.
The video for Hang You Up came out yesterday.
Okay.
And or day before yesterday maybe, and 24 hours it was #1 on MTV.com, which is. You want me to shut that door? That's a little obnoxious.
We've got all kinds of stage things going on. This is like behind the scenes. We are really backstage at the House of Blues. Okay, go ahead, my man.
So it hit #1 on MTV.com.
Awesome.
Most viewed video in like 24 hours, which is, and stayed there for almost 2 days, which is crazy for us right now. To be away from everything for 3 years and not really have any traction on the radio or anything like that right now, and it just, I mean, our fans are just coming out in force. It's amazing. But the first video we shot was for You and Your Denial, and it was never supposed to really be like a video that was played on MTV or played. It was supposed to just kind of be a YouTube thing, get the fans excited about the record coming. We shot the whole video from behind our heads, so you couldn't even really see our faces.
Right.
That was kind of the point of it, was to be a teaser like that, and then it ended up getting added to MTV and going all over. And so a lot of fans were kind of like, I don't get it, like I can't see your face. And so we kind of had to explain, well, it was never supposed to really be this big of a deal.
I'm glad you just said that, because honestly, I didn't know what. I was like, okay, was there like no budget or what? But
well,
I mean,
well,
but
there wasn't.
Okay.
But, because they don't keep people, unless you're Katy Perry, Britney Spears, you don't get to spend money to make music videos anymore.
Okay.
But it was supposed to just be a YouTube thing for the fans to say it, so they could hear the song and see some kind of visual to go with it, and then it kind of took on a life of its own. But the video for Hang You Up definitely has a concept and a treatment and a kind of a story to it, and it's really, I mean, people are loving it. It's amazing. Most of the responses on our websites from, you know, comments and messages from fans, they're actually saying this is the best video that you've ever made. Like, this is my favorite video I've ever seen you guys do. So, I mean, it's just everything's awesome right now.
That's cool. I remember one of the teases about you guys coming back was the reactivation, I think, of the YouTube channel. I know a lot of the fans were right on the boards and stuff like that, and tweeting and like, hey, Yellowcard's up to something because they've reactivated the channel.
Yep.
There's noise going on, and there's rumors that things are happening. So here we are. So that's an exciting process.
Yeah.
That people are I mean, as an artist, you got to be excited. Like you said, you go away for a little bit, but you know, yesterday the video was #1 on MTV.com. So it's like that's got to make you like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, our last record we did before this was on a major label. It was on Capitol Records, where we were signed for 8 years or 6 years, something like that. And I didn't feel any of the energy that I feel with this record, and we're on an independent label now, and it's just there's so much more going on and happening and exciting about this record than that one, and that makes us all feel really good.
Brian from Yellowcard, the brand new album is out. It's When You're Through Thinking. Say yes. Spending some time with us, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Looking forward to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cool.